Today on the channel, we take things to the Supreme with Kenny Omega, Series 2 Supreme, Walmart exclusive.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW Supreme unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got the Walmart exclusive Supreme Series 2, Kenny Omega. But for all your non-Walmart exclusive Supreme figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And Kenny Omega comes to here hot off the shelf at Walmart. These are starting to hit Walmart stores right now. I happened to be in town for a meeting, and there was a Walmart across the street. And I said, you know what? I'm going to poke my head over there. Going to walk in there real quick. I saw a little Marvel Legends restock. I said, oh, they're stocking some stuff. Walked down to the wrestling, a little bit disappointed, and then it caught my eye down at the bottom shelf. So be on the lookout at the bottom shelves for this. But Kenny Omega, the Walmart exclusive. So they seem to be hitting right now. I guess your mileage may vary, but be checking your Walmarts if you're after this Kenny Omega. But we will be doing this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, and we'll do all kinds of comparisons as well. So stay tuned for that. Let's look at the packaging first on this one. Let's see what Kenny Omega's up to. First thing you notice is that Walmart blue exclusive up there at the top. You know, 50 years from now, people are going to have this thing mint on card, and people are going to say, what the heck's Walmart? Well, maybe not. Maybe Walmart will still be there, but kind of one of those things, you know, kids don't know what KB Toy Store is. There's, sadly, kids like my youngest daughter that don't know what Toys R Us is. She knows, but you know what I mean. But they'll see that logo and say, oh, weird, I don't remember that logo from a store, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Walmart probably will be around in 50 years, but you never know. You never know. They said that about Kmart, too. But Kenny Omega looking good. I love the Supreme packaging, as you guys know. Some of the best wrestling figure packaging, in all honesty. I don't care if we're talking Mattel, Super 7, Jazzwares, anybody else. Just dynamite packaging here, no pun intended. But you got the AEW Supreme there. Looks like he's walking out on a stage. Big bubble window, great for autographs across the top of that. If I was an autograph collector on action figures, the Supreme line would be the line to get autographed, if you ask me. Just very, very cool looking package. Just presents very well. Mint on card, presents well loose as well. On the side, I love that they show off all the extra gear, all the extra hands, arms, belts, you name it. Everything we get with these Supreme figures. And really nice that you see them here. They're not in a box hidden away. They're not down below the stage. I'm glad they're not right here because I know some people don't like that on the Mattel Ultimate Edition. They don't like how the hands and heads are right next to the figure. It's just really good for display pieces. But y'all got your own, everybody has their own favorites, of course. But I love how they show it on the side here. And then, of course, the other side over here, you got the jeans. Oh, yeah, that looks good to me. I like the looks of this Kenny Omega a heck of a lot. On the back, there's old Kenny Omega looking only like Kenny Omega could look. Does it say anything back here? We got his autograph. It looks like the tape's kind of coming up on these guys, so you might have to push it back down. Maybe your mileage may vary once again. It does say watch All Elite Wrestling, Dynamite, and Rampage. This is from Dynamite 1/6/2021, Jacksonville, Florida. Unrivaled Supreme Collection. Just absolutely beautiful packaging. And of course, this is technically Series 2. 3B is the numbering on the side. So as you know how they number it. 3B, of course, the B because it is the Walmart variant edition. Now we do got the regular edition of Kenny Omega right here, so you can kind of see similar but different figures, totally different things going on, but very, very cool. Now this feels a lot different than the Cody Rhodes one in the past. Of course, we unboxed that on the channel. We compared it to his regular Supreme. Very similar but different. This almost feels like something entirely different because honestly, it pretty much is something entirely different. So you look at the sides there, maybe a little bit of glare action, of course. And then over here on this side, look at that. So you get some similar things, get some similar heads. I'm pretty sure these heads are probably reused. We don't get new heads with this, but yeah, you do get some reuse on the heads, but it works. It works for me. I'm okay with this, and of course, this being a Walmart exclusive, I know it upsets some people, but we always got to put our business hat on, take that step back, and pretend we're in a Jazzwares office. We're sitting there dealing with Walmart saying, you know, Walmart, we want to get your stuff in here. Well, what kind of exclusives are you going to give us? That's what Walmart is saying. Not just the toys, but everything in the store. So Jazzwares says, hey, I give you these Supreme exclusives. If I do that, can I get an extra facing of AEW Unrivaled or whatever it may be? Obviously, they're negotiating about a lot more than just that, but that is part of the game that's played out there at retail. So you hate Walmart exclusives. I get it. They're frustrating. They're difficult to find. but it's a big part of the retailer getting their wares out there in other toy lines and things like that. It's all part of business at the end of the day. So we always have to remember that a little bit. But let me take this offline, as these things are a pain to get out of the package. But I'm going to take it offline and we'll be back talking all things Kenny Omega Supreme Edition, the Walmart exclusive. All right, we got old Kenny Omega Walmart Edition out of the packaging. Let's break down these accessories first. Then we'll, of course, dive into the figure. And let's start with old Dark Knight, Kenny in Mourning, the Man in Black, Johnny Cash cosplay Kenny Omega outfit right here. Now we do get 2 arms looking good, 2 black arms, of course. I'm here for that, I guess. We get 2 Fists of Fury. You guys know I'm here for that. Then we do get a nice shirt here, and what kind of shirt do we got? It is Velcro. It isn't a traditional shirt, but a plain black t-shirt here with a deep V neck. He's ready for summer. He's ready for that deep V, but I don't think we've seen a deep V-necked soft goods shirt in the past from Jazzware, so a little something new here. And a nice that it's just plain black, as you could put this on a lot of different figures if you really wanted to. Let's say you're not going to use it for this Kenny. You can find another home for this one. And then, of course, you get the old black vest over the top, a little plastic piece inside. Bam! See you later, goodbye. And he's got the one wing back here. He looks like a young Daryl Dixon, of course, Walking Dead fame. He's got one winged angel over here. How fitting. See what I did there? Where, of course, Daryl had the 2 there. But very good, nice vest. Of course, you put the black shirt on, put the vest over, put the black arms on. And, man, you're the Dark Knight Kenny Omega right there is what you got. Then the extra set of accessories we have here is we do get his torn and tattered blue jeans. Nightclub and Kenny Omega is what we got a little bit here. A lot of almost bullet holes. Oh, see what I did there once again? Almost looks like bullet holes in there, a couple of tears, things like that. Just very, very fashionable. Fashionista Kenny Omega is what you get with these. Interesting. And then you get the white shoes down below as well. Very cool. You can really choose your own adventure with this Kenny Omega, as we always do say. So, nightclubbing, get a little of this going on. Man, oh man. And then you do get extra hands with Kenny. So we got the 2 Fists of Fury there. Kenny's got two open hands over there. So he's got fists over here, open hands here, and then in between, you get the 2 gripping hands. You're going to need those gripping hands, I'm sure. And then you do get the old bang bang hand right there. Of course, we get that with many of Kenny Omegas in the Jazzwares lines over the years. So looking good there. So plenty of hands. Choose your own hand adventure, as we always do say. We do get the Kenny Omega sunglasses. Always here for some sunglasses. Sometimes they stay on better than others. It'll be interesting to see how well these ones stay on. All black, just plain black sunglasses. Sunglasses at the end of the day. The most used accessory from the Jazzwares team, of course, the AEW microphone. Makes a lot of sense, I guess. It's easy to reproduce, easy to put in there. Kenny has some time on the microphone, so I guess we'll call it that one there. So we've seen that before. Don't have to go into details on the microphone. Now let's dive into old Kenny, and we do got, it's buckled in here. We got the old buckled in with the old rubber band. Let me pull this title belt out, possibly pull it out. I don't know what's going on here. It's all caught up in a rubber band. It looks like he's got a little plastic diaper going on as well. Oh, Kenny, you got all kinds of stuff going on. What is up with that? He's got the plastic around here. So my guess very well could be, are we going to get staining out of this black shirt? Is this kind of here just in case? I'm not exactly sure what's going on with this. I'm not sure what it's protecting. But at the end of the day, we've seen that before many a times from Jazzwares. Nobody likes stained figures, especially stained Supreme figures that are very expensive. But I got all that off of Kenny, and we do get the AEW World Title belt. Very fitting, of course, when people think of some of the great champions in AEW history. Kenny Omega is going to be on that list, so makes a lot of sense there. We get this belt. We've seen it before. Definitely makes sense with the Supreme. I feel like if you have a Supreme figure and it represents a time as you as a champion, you should probably have the belt. And that's what we get here with Kenny Omega. But now let's dive into these 2 heads we get with Kenny Omega on here. We do get Kenny with the full-on kind of Fu Manchu. Well, I guess a little more than Fu Manchu. A little bit of a tighter, more fashion. I don't even know if I can say fashionable, but he's definitely got a different facial hair between the 2 heads. How about that? How about we'll go with that? We do get the blonde highlights going on. You got Kenny Omega, the big old smiling face. No beard down here. He's all clean shaven on this spot here, and that's one of the big differences between the 2. The second head, more of a 5 o'clock shadow Kenny Omega, and it's a Kenny Omega head we've seen a lot of times. Of course, we've seen both these heads numerous times as well, as we do know. But it's Kenny Omega all day in the Jazzwares scale. We're used to it. We've seen it. We know all about it. We got one that covers a little bit of the eye with the hair. This one's a little bit back. just really choose your own Kenny Omega adventure. And as I always do say with these Supremes, they are 2-in-1 figures. This is the time where you go at it and you get an extra Kenny Omega figure. We saw so many unrivaled and unmatched Kenny Omegas on clearance, $7 at Walmart, things like that. I think Ringside had a huge cheap sale at the end of last year. I bought extra figures for that purpose. So I did buy a second body for Kenny Omega. So here you go. You get a little 2-in-1 action. You can do that. You pop this top onto the lower half of the legs, and bam, you got a new Kenny Omega figure. Of course, we'll do that here in a second. We'll do it in the glamour shots as well. But it is Kenny Omega all day long. It is a very cool figure if you're a Kenny Omega fan. I think there's no doubt about it. These Supreme figures, a favorite of mine in the Jazzwares line. If you're a Kenny Omega fan, this is an absolute must-have at the end of the day. Good skin tone color on Kenny Omega here. That's one thing I do notice. Sometimes you get kind of that sickly gray color. He's got a little bit more of a kind of a tan look to him here, which I'm okay with. He's ripped up. He's got the six-pack going on. He's got the veins popping. He's popping and locking with the veins is what he's doing when he goes out clubbing, that's for sure. He does get a little necklace action here. Interesting. Almost looks like a little chain, or I don't know what it's supposed to be. I'm not familiar with Kenny and his necklaces, I guess. But we do have the necklace on him, so there's another accessory there technically. Of course, articulation. Let's run through it really quick. The arms do go all the way around. Bicep cut. Double jointed. Pinless elbows. Playing all the hits right here at the table. You guys know I love the double jointed pinless elbows. My goal for 2024 for Jazzwares, not my personal goal. I would love to make it my goal, but that's not going to happen. But let's see the pinless joints. Let's see them across the board. Let's see them in unmatched. Let's see them in unrivaled. Would love to see that. Hopefully that day does come. Back forth, side to side, hands removable, of course. Got the white wrist tape painted on. Butterfly shoulders, another extra articulation for these Supreme figures. Always love that. You do get the hula hoop at top, traditional waist as well. Big old Kenny Omega splits, man. He's not messing around. He's got the thigh cut. He's got the double jointed knees. He's got the boot cut. He's got the ankles back and forth. And he's got that patented Todd McFarlane toe articulation. The hits all being played here at the table. And then we do get knee pads on him as well that are removable. It's going to take a lot of work to get them off, but they are removable if need be. Very cool design on the tights. It's one of those things I'm not sure what I'm really looking at. It looks like kind of fire going on there. Definitely colorful, but it's not something I can like pick out. It's not like Ravishing Rick Rude tights where you're like, oh, there's Cheryl Roberts or whatever. But it is a nice design. Very, very colorful. Definitely does pop for this Kenny Omega figure. Definitely does look good. Of course, like I said, you can move the body. Everything is removable here if you need to. You can pop him on Kenny Omega. He's clubbing. He's got his pants on. He's ready to hit the club. All kinds of stuff. You throw on this shirt, throw on the vest, throw on the black arms. Man, oh man, Kenny Omega, time to hit the clubs. He's going to hit South Beach. That's what he's going to do. But you can plug and play just like that, and that's where that extra body comes in. Very useful. Very, very useful. But definitely a good-looking figure. Going to be interesting. Does he fit on an AEW Jazzwares stand? Make sure you get the Jazzwares stands. Make sure you go to Ringside Collectibles. Make sure you use discount code Kyle. Make sure you save 10%. What do you know? He fits perfectly on there. Not too shabby for old Kenny Omega right here. Of course, we'll have a lot of different glamour shots for this one in the video, but definitely I do like this one. Kenny Omega's not my top favorite wrestler or anything like that, but I definitely do like his figures. He's had a lot of good figures. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's probably him or Moxley has had the most amount of AEW figures. Cody's probably in the mix, but as we know, that's going to kind of fade to the wayside. But Moxley and Kenny, outside of that, they're probably right there neck and neck, I'd have to imagine. And of course, talking Supreme, Kenny Omega, as we go back to Supreme, the Series 2 regular edition, of course, and we got the two different versions of Kenny Omega. Once again, bought a second body to really make these two really pop, I guess we'll call it. So we do have those there for a little comparison between these. And then, of course, the greatest Kenny Omega figure. Oh, I love this Kenny figure. Look at that. How good does old Kenny Omega look? Looks like he's ready for a night out on the town. And like I said, these are very customizable. I got my figure right here. Let's hit Kyle up. I'm going to put these jeans on. Oh, yeah, now we're picking up. Business just picked up big time. How about that? Cowboy Kyle, got the old denim pants on. There's so much stuff you can have. If you're a customizer, if you're a guy or gal that likes to move your figures around, pull things out, man, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with figures like this. That is one of the really cool things about the Unrivaled Unmatched line, the ease of the plug and play and customization. And, you know, there's a lot of figures right now, but think of it like 5 years from now. If they keep going at this clip, there's so many things you can mix and match. I just think that is a really cool thing that they have going for them here. But very cool. If you're a Kenny Omega fan, you're definitely going to want this one. I can see if you're just an ancillary fan, you're like, I'm okay with the first Supreme, or I'm just fine with an Unrivaled or a match. I don't need this second Supreme. But for the hardcore collectors, the ones that like the Walmart exclusives, for example, in this case, I could see this being a must-have for a lot of people. But very cool, very fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. You picking this one up? You headed to Walmart to find this Kenny Omega? Like I said, hitting stores right now as I'm filming this, so be on the lookout. But let me know your thoughts on this one right here. Of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day and then some. And we got even more content for you on the Patreon channel, your best way to support the channel. But you get early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, you name it, a whole lot going on. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media, Sir Paul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the Walmart exclusive, Kenny Omega Supreme, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.